I'm Daria and today I'm gonna read you a gory story, Ruby Rose. Good morning, I'm Donald and today we're reporting live from Spookywood with a mystery. There was a report of a missing ruby, not just an ordinary ruby, but the famous Ruby Rose. This happened last night. Wetzer the spider was an eyewitness. Okay, let's find out exactly what happened. In a warm and midsummer's night, Glitterbody was just hanging out upside down in a tree, right outside her window. It was bad enough the town just laid a new road outside her house, and she could still smell the petrol used, and it felt like she could not breathe. And she was feeling hot, super hot. Super hot, in fact, that she was dripping sweat hanging upside down. Enough! She shouted. I want to get out of this form and head into town. Perhaps a nice cold ice cream will help. Just as she was about to swoop down towards town, she noticed a car driving up the road. It was covered in dust. Ew, said Glitterbody. Who drives around in a car that's so dirty? She saw that the driver had an orange sweater on, as she was watching everything from up above. Strange color orange, that is, she said. Then she swooped down and headed to the ice cream parlor. Just as she was about to enter, she heard a loud shriek. Oh gosh, oh golly gosh, said Gilo. She started running around in circles. Her bandages were getting twisted. Hey, said Glitterbody, what's wrong? What happened? All I know, said Gilo, is that Aunt Ed is crying and crying back at home. She was crying so loud that I went outside her house to ask her what was wrong. She said that she had a dream that Ruby Rose was missing. The room fell silent. Then everyone gasped. A few monsters even turned to look at Gilo. What? Said Glitterbody. The Ruby Rose is missing? No, said Gilo. Aunt Ed had a dream. But you know, Aunt Ed's dreams usually come true. Ruby Rose was a special ruby, redder than Mars, redder than blood, just super duper red. That wasn't all. Ruby Rose was the biggest ruby, and it was a stone that was older than the town itself. It was the heart of the town. It was what kept the color red in Spookywood. Thousands of years ago, a witch was cast out of town for being a bad witch. Just as she was leaving, she said, all the red in the town will be taken away and never ever seen again. You will never see any color that even looks like red. A rose will be blank. You will not even know if you're bleeding. I will make sure of it. She gave an evil laugh and ran. Just as she was leaving, a good witch heard this and said, I cannot take away her spell, but what I can do, change a little bit. At the bottom of a body water, that is at the edge of the town, there will be a ginormous ruby. That ruby needs to be brought near a rose before the spell comes into effect. At midnight today, once the ruby touches the rose, it will remain red forever. And as long as this ruby is kept safe, the town will have red. But if this ruby ever leaves town, the color red will be lost forever. The townspeople came together and decided Compline should be in charge of it since he was immortal. He agreed and has always kept it safe. The ruby was the most gorgeous red ruby anyone had ever seen. Compline kept it in a coffin at the bottom of his castle and buried it deep in the wall. He figured no one would ever find it, but he was wrong. So very wrong. On this very dark night, as the ice cream shop fell silent, there was a loud howling coming from the hills. Everyone ran outside to see what was going on. It was Fluffy! Guys! Ruby Rose is missing! A loud gasp went through the crowd. What? Said Glitterbody. That is exactly what we were just talking about. How can that be? I don't know all the details, said Fluffy, but Compline is completely losing his mind searching. He said he got a call from Aunt Ed and he went back to check, and the coffin was empty. Oh no, said Fluffy. We're all gonna die. Fluffy! Fluffy, keep quiet, said Glitterbuddy. If we lose Ruby Rose, we won't die. We just will never see Red ever again. We must quickly find it and put it back. But where do we even start, said Fluffy. Let me think, said Glitterbuddy. Okay, so we know that this happened and that whoever took it will try and leave town with it. We need to block all the roads leaving town at once. I'll go block the road, said Fluffy. Fluffy ran towards the edge of Spooky Wood. Okay, I'll go to the castle to see Count Blunt and to get to the bottom of this at once, said Glitterbuddy. She quickly flew up to the castle. Count Blunt was just walking up and down the halls of the castle, muttering to himself and crying. How, why, he kept saying. Count Blunt, said Glitterbuddy. The Count looked up with tears streaming down his face. I really hit it well. I did. I don't even know. How? And he burst out crying again. There, said Glitterbuddy. There's no use crying over spilt blood. We need to use our brains and figure this out. Whoever took it could not have traveled very far. It's a small town. I'm sure we'll find it. I was trying to retrace my steps as last night. I did my nightly bloody face mask, put the energy serum in my teeth like I always do. Then Aunt Ed called hysterical saying she just woke up with a horrible dream that Ruby Rose was gone. I quickly ran down to the cellar and checked. And sure enough, it was empty! No! Okay, I'll tell you what, said Glitterbuddy. Let's go down to the cellar together. Glitterbuddy and Count Blunt quickly ran down to the cellar and looked around. Nothing seemed to be out of place. All the blood bottles were lined up neatly against the wall. All the serum bottles were on the other. Even the Count's capes were neatly folded in the cupboard. There was an open hole in the wall and a coffin lying open on the ground. That's it? That's where you hid the important ruby, said Glitterbuddy? Just behind a wall? No, my dear child, said Count Blunt. Of course not. Come with me. Count Blunt walked towards the opening in the wall and pressed it. The wall turned around and there was a long tunnel going deep in. Oh wow, said Glitterbuddy. Where does this lead to? That's where you have to go in to see where Ruby Rose was hidden. Count Blunt pressed another rock on the side at the opening and a small cart appeared from the ground. We must sit in this and go in, said Count Blunt. Glitterbuddy started glittering so that they could see better, and off they went to sit in the cart. The cart was made of old wood. Not just an ordinary old wood, but really, really old wood. Like the type that you read about in the ancient books. The one made from an old tree that was put together with small screws and boards. Are you sure this won't fall apart? Asked Glitterbuddy. Trust me, said Count Blunt. They slowly got into the cart. As soon as they sat in it, the Count pressed yet another button below one of the boards, and the cart started moving forward. It started moving slowly at first, and then faster, and faster. Ah! Yelled Glitterbuddy, covering her eyes. It's okay, said Count Blunt. Don't worry, we'll be there soon. A few minutes later, they started going upwards and upwards and upwards. Oh gosh, is this a roller coaster? Said Glitterbuddy. You'll see, said Count Blunt. Just when Glitterbuddy thought they would be going up forever, the cart started to slow down. The Count quickly pushed yet another button on the cart, as it looked like the cart was going to fly off, and then suddenly it dipped and went down really fast. Ah! Said Glitterbuddy. Calm down, said Count Blunt. We're nearly there. That's what you said a million years ago, said Glitterbuddy. Ah! Suddenly the cart stopped. There was a total silence. Glitterbuddy looked around. I can't see anything, she said. Look closely, said Count Blunt. Glitterbuddy looked deep into the darkness and noticed a coffin that looked like it was made of steel. It was lying open in front of a hole in the ground. The path leading to the coffin was very narrow on both sides. There was a never-ending fire pit. Are you telling me that someone went through all of this to get Ruby Rose? I'm afraid so, said the Count. I couldn't believe myself. Can I take a closer look, said Glitterbatti. Sure, said Count Blunt. Glitterbatti flew past the scary fire pit into the coffin and looked around. Suddenly, Glitterbatti noticed a piece of orange thread sticking out from underneath the coffin. Wait, I recognize this, shouted Glitterbatti. She quickly flew to Count Blunt with the thread. Look, it's an orange thread, said Count Blunt. Not just an ordinary orange thread, it's the orange thread. I just saw the same orange thread earlier tonight in my house. We must go there at once. They got into a car and drove off to Glitterbatti's house. Wait right here. Stop the car, said Glitterbatti. There! See those tire tracks, said Glitterbatti? There was a car that was driving pretty fast earlier this night. And I noticed that the driver was wearing the same orange that we found near the coffin. We must follow these tracks. Glitterbatti and Count Blunt followed the tracks leading up the road. Then the track suddenly stopped and looked like it was going into the forest. But there's no road here. Whoever stole the ruby took this road, said Glitterbatti. Let's go! They drove the car straight into the forest, and the car was bumping and down, up and down. I think I'm gonna need a fresh, bloody frozen drink at the end of this, said Count Blunt. They went deeper and deeper into the forest, and it was very, very quiet. The only sound that they could hear was the sound of the car going very slowly. They even turned off their headlights to make sure no one would know they were there. If I wasn't already dead, I would be really scared right about now, said the Count. Shh, said Glitterbatti. Look, I see something. In the distance, they could see a figure wearing an orange sweater. The same orange that Glitterbatti saw earlier in the night. And whoever it was digging a hole near a rose bush. Glitterbatti slowly flew up above and shouted, Hey, stop right there! You are caught! Aunt Ded dropped her shovel. Aunt Ded? Said Glitterbatti. What are you doing? You stole Ruby Rose? Oh dear, said Aunt Ded. It's not what you think. What do you mean? Said Count Blunt. You have Ruby Rose in a hole. You are holding a shovel and you are wearing the same color as the thread we found in the coffin. So it's you! Oh dear, said Aunt Ded. I see that's how you found me. I need to be more careful. What? Said Glitterbatti. Aren't you feeling bad? Is this thousands of years of a curse? Something that you should not be touched and you're worried you got caught? Okay, let me tell you what happened, said Aunt Ded. I had a horrible dream that someone stole Ruby Rose. And our whole town forgot what the color red was like. Everywhere you looked, the town was missing a huge color, and life didn't feel the same anymore. People became really sad. Everything was super sad. I didn't want that to happen. Then in the dream, I also saw how to reverse the curse. If you bury it near a rose bush in the exact spot, then it will go all back to normal. Then I thought, at least if I hid it somewhere else, it would remain safe. That's all. I didn't want to steal it, just save it. Glitterbatti and Count Blunt looked at each other and sighed. Okay, I guess I understand. They decided since Aunt Ded always helped townspeople when they needed help, and that she actually wanted to save the town, that she can't be punished for it. She promised the next time she has a dream, she'll first tell someone about it, discuss it in detail, and then go back to sleep. Donald the town reporter was happy to see the case solved. All right, I guess we should hope Aunt Ded never has a bad dream again. And phew, the color red is safe. This is Donald Live wishing you a great day.